This is Action Recaps. Today, I'm going to explain an action, adventure, sci-fi film called Future World. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Long ago, Earth was teeming with life, and humans were free to build new technologies to make life easier. As time went by, they created robots with artificial intelligence that were soon deemed to be synthetic messiahs. The continued development of these near-perfect machines eventually led to a devastating war. As the world entered another dark age, a disease known as the Red Fever emerged. This plague plunged the world further into chaos. The robots that remained became the weapons of tribal warlords. Ash, one of the last synthetics who survived, wanted no part in the destruction, so she deleted all her memories and went into hibernation mode. In a decommissioned power plant, children happily play with each other while the adults are busy with their work. Suddenly, Poppy hears engine noise in the distance. Through his binoculars, he sees a group of raiders approaching, so he warns the others to hide. Soon, the raiders surround Poppy, so he pulls out a gun and points it at the Warlord. Despite this, the Warlord confidently walks to him and dares him to fire, noting that he hasn't seen a working gun since the war. Poppy pulls the trigger, but it doesn't fire. The Warlord stabs him while another man flings a child to the ground. After their murder spree, the raiders enter a high-tech lab in search of a synthetic. Soon, they come across an empty box that used to hold a robot. After taking a remote control from the box, the Warlord continues looking for the synthetic throughout the power plant. Soon, the group finds Ash in an empty warehouse. The Warlord immediately activates her with the remote control and tells her that he's been looking for her for a long time. In a fertile settlement called the Oasis, Prince asks Rico about the condition of his mother, the Queen, who suffers from red fever. Rico notes that the Queen is doing better, and she's been asking about Prince. As they walk, Rico notices Prince holding a picture of Paradise Beach. Prince believes that it could save the Queen, but Rico contends that the place is not real. When Prince visits the Queen, he tells her that there's medicine for red fever in Paradise Beach. However, the Queen warns him that he'd only find hatred and death if he tries to find the place. She asks Prince to take care of the Oasis after she's gone because the settlement saved her when she felt hopeless. Later, Prince asks the old traveler if he knows about Paradise Beach. The old traveler has been there, but he warns that the place is not what it seems. That night, the Warlord introduces Ash to the other raiders as his new bride. A raider remarks that he wants to have his way with Ash, so the Warlord instructs the synthetic to copulate with the man. While Ash is kissing the raider, the Warlord suddenly orders her to kill him, so she strangles him and snaps his neck. Back at the Oasis, Prince learns that the Queen's condition worsens, so he asks the old traveler for directions to Paradise Beach again. The old traveler discloses that he would find it on the shore of the dead ocean. He notes that the people there can heal any pain, but he reiterates his warning that it's not a good place. He then instructs Prince to find the Neon Forest and tells him that there would be people there who know how to get to Paradise Beach. The old traveler wishes him good luck after giving him a revolver and a few bullets. On his way out of the Oasis, he comes across Rico and another man. Prince thinks that Rico will stop him, but Rico explains that they're coming with him to help. After riding their bikes for miles, they set up camp to rest and divide their 10 bullets between their 2 guns. Later, the Warlord and Ash visit a club called Lovetown, owned by the pimp known as Big Daddy Lovelord. When Ash sees Lovelord fooling around with women, she wonders if they are also robots like her. The Warlord explains that they're human, and they'll get old and die, unlike Ash, who will stay perfect forever. When Prince and his friends come across Lovetown, they surmise that the establishment is the Neon Forest that the old traveler mentioned. Soon, a waitress approaches the trio, so Rico orders a whiskey and tells her that they're looking for some information about Paradise Beach. The waitress approaches Lovelord to inform him about this, so Lovelord instructs his men to warmly welcome Prince and his friends. The men approach Prince and Rico to ask if they want a lap dance while pointing a knife at Prince's neck. Rico urges the man to drop the knife and points the gun at him. The man laughs at Rico, thinking he doesn't have any bullets, but Rico shoots him point blank in the head. The raiders are perplexed that Rico has ammo. As the trio attempts to leave, Lovelord approaches them to learn what they want. When Prince discloses that they're looking for Paradise Beach, Lovelord claims that he knows about the place and offers to help them for a price. After Rico gives him a jewel, Lovelord leads them to a shack outside the establishment. Inside, Lovelord stresses that the woman who will help them get to Paradise Beach is shy, so Prince has to talk to her alone. Rico reluctantly exits the shack after giving a gun to Prince. Soon after Warlord leaves, Ash approaches Prince and asks how she could help him. Prince reveals that he's looking for Paradise Beach because his mother is sick. Ash says she wants to help him because he seems kind. Prince soon realizes that Ash is not human, but she contends that she's just as human as Prince because she has feelings. As the robot makes love to him, Prince puts his gun on the bed. Suddenly, Ash strangles Prince and uses his gun to kill Rico and his companion. Upon the Warlord's instructions, Ash drags Prince out of the shack. As the raiders tie a noose around Prince's neck, the Warlord asks him where he came from. The Warlord orders Ash to pull the rope when Prince refuses to talk but demands to put him down before he chokes to death. Prince finally tells the Warlord that he came from the oasis when Ash lets him down. The Warlord orders Ash to pull Prince up once more and only to let him down after agreeing to take them to the oasis. At dawn, the raiders take Prince to a buggy and tie his hands up to the bar before heading to Oasis. On the way, Ash worries that the Warlord will murder everyone in the community, so she decides to help Prince. Ash jumps to the buggy and unties Prince before attacking the driver. During the struggle, the driver stabs Ash and cuts a few wires. Ash immediately strikes back and kills the driver. After throwing the driver out of the buggy, Ash takes over the wheel and turns the vehicle around. Soon, the Warlord discovers that Ash is gone, so he uses the remote control to command her to return. Ash experiences a glitch in her vision as she refuses to obey the Warlord. The glitch causes Ash to crash the buggy on the side of a mound, so she and Prince flee on foot. The two hide behind the mounds while the raiders search for them on their bikes. After failing to find them, the Warlord uses the remote to call the robot back, but she doesn't respond. When the raiders leave, Prince asks why Ash helped him. Ash surmises that she no longer responds to the Warlord's command because she's malfunctioning. Due to Ash's system damage, Prince has to help her walk across the wasteland to find a safe place. As it gets dark, the two stop by a dilapidated church to rest for the night. When Ash asks him about the place, Prince explains that people used to go there to cleanse themselves of their sins. The robot acknowledges that she did something terrible to Prince and says she doesn't want to commit sins anymore. Ash asks Prince to teach her how to pray, so he instructs her to kneel and close her eyes. Before they can start praying, Ash suffers from a glitch and falls unconscious. In the morning, Prince builds a makeshift stretcher to drag Ash on his way to Paradise Beach. They eventually reach the shore after traveling for a day. As Prince compares the picture of Paradise Island to the shore, a group of men in camouflage captures him. Later that day, the drug lord wakes him up to interrogate him. After introducing himself, Prince asks the drug lord to confirm if he's in Paradise Beach. The drug lord points out that the place is far from a paradise. She notes that they call their community Drug Town. Meanwhile, Lei, a prisoner of the drug lord, carries Ash to a room to examine her. Prince tells the drug lord that he's looking for a cure for red fever. The drug lord tells him that the medicine is rare, but she assures him that they have it. She promises to give it to him if he becomes one of them. Afterward, she injects Prince with a drug that induces euphoria. Lei soon finds the damage to Ash's system, so she solders the loose wires to bring her back online. When Ash wakes up, she thanks Lei for saving her. Ash surmises that Lei is a prisoner when she sees her chains, but Lei tells her that she prefers staying in Drug Town because of the terrible people in the wasteland. As the drug's effect on Prince wears off, the drug lord convinces him to try another substance. She then expresses her fascination with Ash because she thinks she's pure and incorruptible. When Prince passes out, he dreams about his mother calling him home. Out in the wasteland, the Warlord and the raiders continue to look for Ash and Prince. Later, the drug lord puts Ash in chains and brings her to another room. When the drug lord sees the sadness in the robot's eyes, she tells her not to be sad and promises to cherish her. When Prince sobers up, he finds himself inside an empty pool. The drug lord tells him that he'll have to win a fight to the death against one of her men to get the medicine. After the drug lord steps out of the pool, Prince's masked opponent paces around. When the masked man charges at him, Prince tries to counterattack, but his opponent hits him in the face. The masked man attacks again and hurls Prince to the ground. Prince tries to fight back, but his opponent knocks him down and kicks him repeatedly in the ribs. Suddenly, the drug lord throws a machete into the pool. Prince reaches for the machete, but the man kicks him again. When his opponent turns away from him, Prince slashes his calf. He then stands up and hacks his opponent's chest twice before plunging the machete into him. The drug lord tells him that the medicine is in the man's stomach, so he cuts him open to retrieve it. The drug lord laughs maniacally after telling Prince that he earned it. Prince tells Ash to prepare to leave, but the drug lord contends that the robot stays. Prince refuses to leave without Ash, but Ash urges him to return to Oasis alone to bring the medicine to his mother. That night, Lei breaks free from her chains and goes to Ash's room. Lei tries to free Ash as well, but she can't break her chains. Ash tells her not to worry and hints that she's accepted her fate. Lei wishes she could be calm and suppress her emotions like Ash, but the robot advises her to cherish them. Lei kisses Ash but stops after feeling guilty of taking advantage of her. Ash, however, likes the feeling, so they end up making love. In the morning, Lei shares that raiders took her away from her family when she was young. When she got older, the raiders sold her to the drug lord after they no longer had any use for her. Soon, the drug lord is angered upon finding them in bed together. She castigates Lei for corrupting Ash. The drug lord deduces that they'll have to wipe out Ash's hard drive to make her pure again. Meanwhile, Prince decides to sneak back into Drugtown to rescue Ash. While hiding from the guards, Prince hears the raiders arriving. The Warlord and the other raiders kill everyone in their path as soon as they enter the settlement. As the rampage goes on, the furious drug lord injects herself with painkillers and grabs a machete before confronting the raiders. After killing several raiders, she faces off with the Warlord. The Warlord hits the drug lord in the face, but she doesn't feel any pain because of the drugs. As the Warlord and the drug lord continue to exchange blows, Prince runs to Ash's room and helps Lei break the robot's chains. The Warlord shoots the drug lord in the gut, but she just laughs and charges at him. The drug lord strangles the Warlord, but he kills her by shooting her in the head. Prince finally breaks Ash's chains, but the raiders arrive to capture them. The Warlord uses his remote control to order Ash to cut off Prince's and Lei's heads. As the robot approaches them with a machete, Prince pleads with her not to listen to the Warlord. As the synthetic aims the machete, her eyes suddenly glow when she hears Lei telling her not to do it. Ash starts hacking away at the raiders, allowing Lei and Prince to escape. The robot flings the machete toward the Warlord and hits him in the stomach. Ash runs off and sees Prince arriving on a bike. They flee as soon as Ash gets on the bike while Lei follows on a separate bike. It doesn't take long for the raiders to get on their bikes and chase after the trio. As the raiders gain on them, Ash tells Prince to stop the bike and get off. She then drives toward the Warlord and plunges a stick into his bike, causing him to fall. As the Warlord struggles to get up, Ash hits him in the face. Ash repeatedly knocks him down before grabbing a knife and stabbing him in the back. The trio flees as the raiders tend to the dying Warlord. Ash takes no comfort in his death because she knows that another Warlord will take his place. When they arrive at the gates of Oasis, Ash embraces Prince to bid him farewell and takes off with Lei. Prince runs to the Queen to give her the medicine. Soon, the Queen recovers from the red fever. Out in the wasteland, Lei and Ash begin their journey to find other captives and free them from other warlords. Their first stop, Love in NBSP town. When Ash arrives, she beats up Love Lord and takes the remote control he uses to electrocute the harlots who disobey him. After Ash tells the women that they're free, they gang up on Love Lord as he screams for help.